Hi everybody, how's it going? For the first time in quite a while, it is a Thursday. You know what that means. Monster Strike news. Well, I guess the video being actually up on the beginning of Thursday. We have a bunch of things to talk about today, so without further ado, let's get started for what's coming up in the world of Monster Strike. First, of course, another weekly reminder that the new set of Haru Orbs will be coming on Saturday, Japan time, so that's Friday for us in the States. Please do not forget to spend your orbs. You must use them or lose them. Those 25 orbs you get on a weekly basis are temporary, so make sure you use it on something. There are plenty of nice gachas to use it on. And, well, we get one last set coming to us. These next orbs must be used by April 26th, 23:59 Japan time, before those 25 goes away. And that will be the end of the free 100 orbs we get from the spring event there. I'm sure we'll get some other like campaigns going once this is all over, so get prepared for what's coming next. We got Pandemonium recently, and well, it makes sense that we get Salem next. Salem was the next series in the 5 element stage gimmick, which I thought was pretty fun to do. I guess people were saying in the Discord channel that the revival doesn't give you the bonuses that you got the first time around, where if you played a certain stage for that day, you would get 5 drops rather than the restricted amount you get from clearing the quest. So it is a little bit harder this way, but you know, that is an artifact of not being around the first time, unfortunately. So I guess that's just a fact of life there. Salem's Quest will be back starting next week from the 21st until the 28th. And, you know, again, just as a reminder, you've got 5 elements. That's the same quest. You can get 20 luck from each element, which gets you 99 plus a bonus one in the end. But like Pandemonium, if you've already finished it, there is nothing for you to do. Your progress carries over strictly from your first appearance of this quest. So if you're done, there's nothing to do. Just say, oh, hey, that looks familiar, and then ignore it for the rest of the week. 20th is Monster Strike Day, so don't forget there is a Tokudama available for the current school event. Don't miss out on that. And if you have 3 or more lucky monsters, you can also pick up 2 Miracle Mins if that's something you want. We also got the announcement of a new Guardian Beast, Shugoju, and this time we're going to get Mushu Fushu here. He will be making his debut tomorrow, April 19th, noon, Japan time. And his abilities will give all monsters that have the same type as the current monster using it. That will include a 5-turn buff to the bump combo of those monsters. If you're at level 1, you'll get a 5% boost. If you're at level 10, you'll get a 30% boost. The requirement to activate Mushu Fushu here is just to get 1 perfect, and a perfect is when you clear all monsters on a stage in 1 shot. Do note that some stages this will be downright impossible, so be careful about that, but in stages in which you can do it, it's probably pretty easy and will not be too difficult to activate. We got the announcement of a new Gozetsu monster. We've got Kakagose Deku here in the wood element. Quite creepy, and I do like the art. But it's hers. I have no idea. The debut will be next week on the 26th, Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Japan time. And we will be getting a new version very soon. Next Tuesday in Japan, we will get maintenance from midnight to 6 a.m. That'll be in the morning hours for us in the States, Pacific time. And so it's planned to last for about 6 hours. So let's see what is included in this update. First and foremost is when you are building your team, before it say if you transcend your monster, you will be able to use this monster. Now it's going to be a little bit more specific and break it down by the actual evolution type of that monster. You can see that the first section will now explicitly say this monster will be usable in their Jushinka Kai form. Or in the second one, it says just their Jushinka form. So it'll be a little bit more specific into what form will actually be useful. Because, I mean, we do have the Jushinka, Transcension, Jushinka Kai, Transcension Kai, and then the Shin Jushinka, the true Transcension. So, you know, with those different branches, just got to make sure it's a little bit more obvious. We will get an update with the filters here. For those of you who want to check which monsters have their Ableberry slots already activated, there is a new drop-down option to find that. And then last but not least, we do get a pretty... I know I've heard a lot of people ask for this. Being able to use more than just one good job stamp. You will now be able to long press on the screen and then swipe in one of the 4 cardinal directions to use one of the preset good job stamps that you have selected. So, you know, just find the 4 that you really like and use them as you please. I am curious how long you have to wait. Like, I always thought that this was going to be impossible because it would like kind of get in the way of some quests where, you know, you might have to you're thinking about it, but I guess you probably move anyway. So I guess the moment you move in a direction, I don't know. The usability of this is going to be very interesting. I hope this doesn't get in the way. I'm a little bit worried about that, to be honest. But we'll have to see it in action. If it works, that'll be great. You get variety. You know, I always stick with the old school Sailor Mars good job stamp. It would be great to, you know, rotate others in the midst too. So, but yeah, I am a little bit concerned how the usability of this will get in the way, but we'll see for sure. Now, let's go to the Transcension Kais. Today we got Suzuran here, and his ability set, we got a Pierce Sprite, Super Balance type, Flight, Anti-Magic Circle, Fire Element Resist, and then on the gauge you have Anti-Block. For his Connect skill, you have Super Anti-Warp, Weak Point Killer, and Status Effect Recovery. And the requirement there is quite simple. You just need 2 or more non-Sprite class monsters in your team, or your team luck consists of a luck total of 100 or more. His strike shot is speed power up and will go through walls, and then there will be a follow-up meteor to all hit enemies, which also scales on the number of enemies you hit. Bump combo, we've got a new Chozetsu 6-way wave. I assume this is the first in that Chozetsu level of damage. We also have White Blast EL available. And then we have a new True Transcension finally, and we have Cinderella, which is actually my first monster in the Japanese version of Monster Strike. So I have a special place in my heart for Cinderella here. Let's take a look at her stats. She is a Pierce Demi-Hume Super Speed type. Her abilities is Super Anti-Damage Wall, Minesweeper EL, Anti-Magic Circle, and then Super Strike Shot Turn Axle. On the gauge you have Anti-Transport Wall and Weak Point Killer. The shot skill, which again, a reminder, it will activate every time this monster shoots, except when she is using her strike shot. That's always a super important thing to remember. I feel like a lot of people forget that this shot skill is disabled when you use a strike shot. So please be careful about that. But this is very interesting. This will be a 50% chance that, you know, when you are holding mines, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4, it scales based on the more amount of mines that you hold. There's a 50% chance that you will actually keep that mine. You will not spend that mine, even though you are dishing that extra damage. And that is huge in my mind. You're basically doing a coin flip to hold more than just 4 mines, essentially. Technically, your expected value is when you have 4 mines, you are actually going to get 6 hits out of that, which is really, really huge, especially when you have those annoying onion stages, for example. Just imagine just having that ability to hold an extra mine, right? Sometimes when you have to hit a internal weak point, right, you spend that 1 mine hitting them on the outside, and you've got to be able to have another one when you actually hit the weak point in the middle. You get a coin flip that you only really need 1 mine potentially to be able to do that, or essentially guarantee it with 2. Well, I guess not. It's a very good chance of doing it, right? So That is a really interesting shot skill. I'm very interested to see how this will work and really change how quests can work, because you are technically holding more mines than you should, you know, given a stage setup. Very interesting. And the assist skill is also pretty interesting. This applies to all non-true transcendent friendly monsters on your team, but there will be a 20% boost to their bump combos as long as they're holding a mine. So as any monsters that have super Minesweeper, right, will inherently get this 20% buff when you have Cinderella on your team, which again sounds pretty darn huge. So yeah, very, very interesting things with these you know, shot skills, assist skills. I really wish we saw more. You know, the pace that we're getting these true transcensions is really, really slow. So I hope they you know, they keep it up, because this is a definitely, I don't know, it feels a little frustrating, the trickle that we're getting with these true transcensions. So hope they change it. Yeah, and I was just double checking because having mines nulled is really weird. That is incorrect. That should be block nulled. Sorry about that. Yeah, did a triple check there. So yeah, strike shot here for Cinderella, which is Glass Big Squash. Interesting name. She will turn into Pierce type. Oh my god, she'll turn into Bounce type. Jeez. I guess this is just showing how tired I am today. Let me double check one more time. We'll do this live. Yeah. Sorry guys. She'll turn to Bounce type, and then she'll get the speed power up, and then block are nulled. Bump combo, you've got High Plasma, and then the sub bump combo, Chosetsu Pierce Homing 12 in the light element. So I am very excited to see how Cinderella will fare. Again, a little bit special place in my heart, since she is the first monster I got in JP Monster Strike, so we'll see how that works. We've got announcement that the Grand Prix will be kicking off at the Nico Nico Chokaigi event, and so we will be able to play the stages that they will be doing at the Grand Prix as well. If you clear all the stages, you will be able to pick up 5 boards as well. Do note that the Grand Prix stages are up in line with the Grand Prix event itself, so make sure you don't miss out. It will be only be available for 48 hours, which is of course when the Nico Nico Chokaigi takes place, the 27th 28th of April, which is next weekend. So it's an event, so we do get a live stream along with that. You can see we've got, of course, the Grand Prix happening on the 28th. I think they have some of the, I don't know what's on the 27th. Maybe it's just because the Chokaigi is over there. But 27th, there's just a what is it? Gozetsu, trying to get new players to be able to take on a Gozetsu. So that'll be interesting to see. The actual Grand Prix will be at the 28th. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live stream or not. It seems pretty straightforward. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. But there will be Monster Strike news on the end of the Chokaigi event. And so my guess is that they're just going to announce some collab that will be going on starting, you know, May. Or maybe like, actually this could be at the end of the night kind of thing. When does the let me check. When does yeah, because the alpha event does end on May 2nd, so that it could be a straightaway after that event ends, we could get the next collab coming. So be prepared for that, and yeah, we'll see. I might have, I don't know. I think it should be okay, but it might overlap with some plans I have. But We'll make sure the news is there, 4:30 p.m. Japan time, a little bit later, but do note that does mean there's not going to be any news next week on Thursday. So don't be waiting up for that. We will have news instead on Saturday. Here are your guys' lucky monster for next week. Hopefully you have at least 3 to get what you need for the respective bonuses. And that'll be it for today. If you like what you saw, do consider hitting the like button, subscribing below, and leaving a nice comment as well. Monst on Twitter has all of these slides available. Take a look. You'll be able to get all the news there. And of course, the Discord channel, linked to the server in the description below. That's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye bye.